My name is Melissa Rebronja, and today we're talking to Jeff Foster. Yay.
Yay.
Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
I've been following you for a year now, and I love your work. I'm very grateful for you. I listened to your audiobook called The Deepest Acceptance. I find that your writings, posts, are very enlightening, and you're inspiring people to love.
Yes. That's the short version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not pretending to love, but to really discover love within themselves, and even loving the parts of ourselves that don't know how to love.
Yes.
Like loving the parts of us that feel unlovable. I think for me that's the deeper meaning of love. It's not trying to love. It's not something that you find. It's something that you are ultimately.
Yes.
Love as the embrace of all your messy bits.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
We were talking about forgiveness earlier, right? I asked you, have you forgiven everyone for everything?
Like for me, forgiveness is not, in the end, it's not something that you do. Like I meet a lot of people who they're trying so desperately to forgive, trying to accept, trying to love, trying to forgive, because that's what all the spiritual teachings tell us. Oh, I have to forgive, and I have to love, and I have to open my heart, and I have to. So forgiveness just becomes another one of these things that we try and do, and why haven't I forgiven? I haven't forgiven enough.
Yes.
What's wrong with me?
Yes.
For me, like forgiveness isn't something that you do. You can't skip to forgiveness. I think forgiveness is like a natural side effect of loving yourself. You know, you're no longer waiting for the world to make you happy. You're no longer blaming the world, blaming other people for your unhappiness, but you have the courage to come closer to yourself, feel your feelings, even if they're really uncomfortable. Feel your anger, feel your sadness, feel those deep, ancient feelings of unworthiness. Breathe into them, give them space, not try to get rid of them, not blaming other people for them, but staying right in the middle.
Yes.
Like owning your life, owning your experience. In some strange way, in that place, there's nothing left to forgive, because no one has been able to take away your happiness. No one has been able to take away your power. No one has been able to take away your love.
So
and your capacity to love
is the forgiveness.
I think so. Like discovering love within yourself, no longer begging for love or blaming others for taking away love, but like really finding love within yourself, standing in it. Love is your power. I mean, that's for me, that feels true, that my power is in my loving. So then for me, like, I don't even use the word forgiveness. I don't even think about that word, because what's left to forgive? Like, I found what I was always looking for here. It was always a lot closer. I was never going to find it out there. So no one can give it to me. And so no one can take it away from me. Even if I end up feeling uncomfortable feelings, you know, grief, anger, feelings of unworthiness, just to love them, to find love for all these parts of myself, then I'm complete, you know. And so forgiveness is not something that I have to do, and I certainly can't skip to forgiveness.
How does one heal their heart?
That's a good question.
How would
do you want the short answer?
Yeah, sure, give me the short one.
Stop trying to.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So many people that I meet ask versions of that question, like, how can I open my heart?
Yes.
How can I heal my heart? How can I open my heart? How can I love? In other words, how can I get to love?
Yes.
How can I get from where I am to love? As I always say, like, love is not a destination. Sometimes the truth is, you check into your experience, your heart feels a little bit closed.
Yes.
It's only closed because it's trying to protect itself. And it's kind of what we tend to do, because we're spiritual people. We think that the heart must be open. The heart must be open. But then what we end up doing, we end up saying to the closed heart, which is only trying to protect itself, it's very innocent. Yeah. We end up saying to the closed heart, open! In the name of spirituality, in the name of love, open! It's so violent.
Or you're not okay.
Or you're not okay. Yeah. You shouldn't be closed, heart.
Yeah.
And the heart is like, just let me be a bit closed today. Just bow to me. It's deeply intelligent. It's trying to protect itself.
Yes.
What I've discovered within myself is actually the less I try to open the heart or heal the heart, or whatever terminology we're using, the more I can just embrace the heart in its current state, even if it feels a bit closed today. The heart that feels a bit unsafe, a bit unsure, a bit like it needs to protect itself, to bow to the heart in its current state, to breathe into the closed heart, to embrace the closed heart, to give room for the closed heart. Then in its own time, it begins to, maybe it wants to stay closed maybe it wants to stay closed today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe on Saturday it starts to feel safe. Oh wow, it's safe. Like she's not trying to open me. Wow, it's okay that I feel a bit closed today. Then it starts to relax and open,
allowing it to be.
Yeah, for me, healing is not a destination. Often when we talk about healing, what we're really talking about is trying to fix or get rid of. And people say, like, how can I heal my heart? How can I heal my pain? How can I heal my fear? How can I heal my sadness? What they really mean is, how can I get rid of my fear, my sadness, my anger, my feelings of unworthiness? But what if healing has nothing to do with getting rid of? What if healing actually, it's more like this willingness to be with, my sadness today. Which takes some courage, I think.
Yes.
This willingness to be with my fear today.
Yes.
Not to try and eradicate it or fix it or even heal it.
Yes.
But the courage, the willingness, which is the courage, to sit today with my feelings of unworthiness, my feelings of unlovability, not to numb them or push them away, not to try and get rid of them, but to be with all these very precious, intelligent, natural parts of myself.
Yes.
Forget trying to be perfect. Forget trying to...
I call that authentic presence. So authentic presence of the heart. Yeah. Just let it be. Like, and that is the healing.
That is the healing.
Yeah.
Healing doesn't mean that it goes away. If we can just get away from that paradigm. The healing of sadness doesn't mean the sadness goes away. It just means that the healing is the holding.
Yes.
The willingness and the courage to hold the sadness today. If it wants to be here, as long as it's here.
One of my favorite quotes from you, well, your post, is that, like, sadness doesn't want to be healed. It just wants to be held. Yeah. And applying that to everything, it's like waves. Like, it's just such a beautiful analogy.
It just wants to move through. Of course, we live in a culture, maybe we learned this from our parents, so many of us did, that it wasn't okay to feel sad.
Yes.
It wasn't okay to feel fear.
Yeah.
It wasn't okay to feel doubt. And then, of course, we become spiritual seekers, and we end up attracting these teachers, these gurus, who say the same thing. Yeah, actually, if you were enlightened, you wouldn't feel doubt, you wouldn't feel sadness, you wouldn't feel... And it's nonsense. Because enlightenment is not a destination.
Yes.
If we're talking about enlightenment, we're talking about what you already are, which is, you are the enlightening. You are the light. Yes. That which illuminates this moment. So you are the illumination of sadness. You are that which is... You have the courage to illuminate sadness, not to eradicate it. This is not the path of eradication. Healing not as eradication, but as the willingness to illuminate sadness. Hold it like a baby. Yeah. That's not powerlessness. That's courage. That's strength. The willingness to sit with sadness, to sit with doubt, not to sit with it to try and make it go away, but to sit with it because that's your nature. Your nature is love. To love it.
I like that. Your nature is love. Beautiful.
To love it. To love it. And to even love the part of you that doesn't know how to love, or feels far from love, or feels unlovable. These are very precious waves in the ocean of you. These are energies that just want to be felt. They're not working against you. They come to you for love. They come to you, the sadness, the fear, the doubt, even the feelings of unlovability. Like I say, these are all your children. They're coming to you to be touched, to be felt, can they just be present today? It's such a relief. It's such a relief. Oh, you mean it's not about getting rid of? So the presence of, just because sadness is here today doesn't mean there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Just because doubt is here today doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Just because an old feeling of restlessness is here today doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means that's just what's alive in you, and it's just coming to be. Can I be here? That's all it's saying. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're far from healing.
Yes.
You're never far from healing. If healing is the holding, you're always very close. So to hold yourself, to even hold the part of you that doesn't feel worthy of being held or doesn't know how to hold. To me, that feels much more true and closer and more immediate and more accessible than seeing healing as something far off or something that's given to us by other people. or enlightenment as some kind of future state that some people are in. Anyway, I'm rambling.
Well, it's beautiful. Hey,
oh, okay.
I could ramble with you all day.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. That's really amazing. Jeff Foster, everyone.
Oh, is that it?
And teacher, that's it.
I thought we were just getting started.
Well, my hand is actually...
Your hand's about to... I can hold it.
Do you want to hold it?
I can hold it, look.
All right. Thank you.
I've interviewed you. It's just it's nice to spend time with you. It's nice to be here with
Thank you. It's so lovely to have you. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's really fun. Yeah.
It's nice to hold your selfie stick.
It's embarrassing. I never thought I'd want to have one, but it's just for video.
I don't think I've ever held a selfie stick before.
Really?
No.
What do you think of selfies and the culture?
I don't think much about selfies.
But
apparently I'm in one right now. This is me in a moving selfie. So.
How are you with judgments?
I love judgments.
Do you? Like judgments, self-judgment or judgments on others? Like what do you, like
I love
that
them.
part of us? Oh, you just love them. That's what
Yeah.
So you just love. But do you express them? Do you share them? Do you?
Well, I think, I think it's important to just, judgments are just thoughts.
Yes.
Judgments are thoughts. And I think the biggest judgment of all is that judgment shouldn't appear, that we shouldn't have judgments. Like judgments, in meditation, if you meditate, you see this, that thoughts are always, you can't control your experience. Thoughts and feelings are always just popping up like waves in the ocean. So you can't control your next thought. So thoughts, judgments are always like popping up. So just let them. Thoughts they're not the truth. They're just thoughts. And they're not you.
And feelings?
Same, but they're allowed to. It's like you. It's that old metaphor of you are the sky. You're the sky, and ever-changing thoughts are the weather. So you might have lots of judgment clouds in your sky today, but for a moment you can stop trying to control your thoughts. Stop trying to get rid of them. Stop trying to silence them. Judgments can be there.
Deepest acceptance for
there's nothing wrong with you. It doesn't mean you're a bad person just because lots of judgments are always appearing. This room is beautiful, this room is horrible, that's good, that's bad, like I'm a success, I'm a failure. These thoughts are ever changing. One moment you think you're a success, the next moment you think you're a failure, and in a way who you truly are is you've gone out. Do we have any judgments about that?
I didn't.
Sorry, that's kind of narcissistic of me to remove you. I want you to be included in the.
Thank you.
I forgot what I was saying.
I like what you said about judgments.
Let's not judge judgments so harshly.
Yes, I agree with you.
Because even calling it a judgment, judgment is bad. But a judgment is it's a thought popping up in the mind. This is wonderful. This is terrible. They're both just thoughts. They're birds singing. They're clouds in the sky. So if you can just start to allow those judgments to be there, you're not trying to suppress the judgment. You're not trying to eradicate it, and you also don't need to express it. If you can just stay in that middle place of seeing a judgment as a judgment, and it's natural. Sorry, you.
Do you think human beings are terrified of true intimacy?
I think true intimacy is what we long for the most, and it's what we're most terrified of. Yeah. That sense of just being completely present, naked, vulnerable, because so many of us associate that with danger.
Yes.
Like so many of us, when we were kids, it just wasn't safe to be present. It just wasn't safe to be vulnerable, to expose our truth. Yes. Because either we were punished somehow, we were judged, we were shamed, or we were just, no one saw. Like no one saw. We were neglected. So it's in our nervous system somewhere that being completely present, completely vulnerable, completely open is not safe. And yet, of course, it's what we long for the most. Just to drop the facade, the games, to be seen. What we long for and what we fear the most is to be for someone to see who we truly are, like beyond the mask, beyond the pretense, to see what's really alive for us, our doubts, our fears, our shame, our secret fantasies, you know, these beautiful parts of us actually that are so natural. Everyone has the doubt, the fear, the shame. Of course, it's both. We long to be seen, and to be seen and to be loved, to be received for exactly what we are. And of course, it's the biggest fear. If they see who I really am, they'll run away. I'll be punished. I'll die. So I think it's both. I think we long for intimacy as much as we fear it.
Yeah. Do you think that before we can allow another to love us,
we have to? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're always seeking love, begging for love, waiting for love.
Yeah.
And we become addicted, and we become dependent.
Yes.
On another human being, which often passes for love in our culture.
Do you think that everyone's meant to be in a relationship? Like there's all these humans. Like I used to think everybody's matched up, but now I don't think that anymore. I think it's about the journey. And then if a relationship comes, it's almost just like a gift that you experience, but it's not an entitlement just because you're a human on earth.
The primary relationship, the most important relationship, is our relationship with with ourselves.
Yes.
With the relationship with our breath, the relationship with our feeling of our feet on the ground, the relationship with what does it feel like sitting on a chair, the relationship with our thoughts, the relationship with our feelings, the relationship with our feelings of excitement, but also and bliss, but also the relationship with our feelings of shame and doubt and abandonment. You know, so I absolutely believe that. Like, love is not something that comes from outside of ourselves. Love is synonymous with our own presence. For me, love is presence. Love is presence.
Yes.
The presence that we are, the presence in which the most painful, intense feelings can be embraced, can be held. No longer waiting for another human being to give us that. No longer begging for that from another human being. No longer blaming other human beings for not giving us that. But being present, being with ourselves, feeling connected with ourselves. And from that place, see who comes towards you.
Yes.
Then it takes a lot of the drama out of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
See who you're attracted to. See who you find yourself spending time with.
But we humans do need each other, because otherwise we're just all in our own state of acceptance. But where does the interaction with others?
Could you take the selfie stick from my hand right now?
Sure.
It's really hurting.
Sure.
That's exactly why we need.
That's
why we
to
need
me.
each other.
Yes.
To take selfie sticks away.
We do need each other.
I think. Just from a more personal point of view, I've learned more from my relationships than from any book, any teacher, anything. Like I think I love what Eckhart Tolle says. Relationships, or at least relating with other human beings. Relationships are here not to make us happy, but to make us conscious. Relationships are here not to make us. The promise is they'll make us happy. But then you become an addict.
Yeah.
You become an addict. So this new paradigm, this different paradigm is no, relationships are here to make us conscious. Because what a relationship will do, an intimate relationship, or it could be a relationship with a child, actually, with a friend, but usually relationship with your intimate partner. It's going to trigger in you.
Yes.
It's going to trigger in you all the parts of you that,
yes.
all the trauma, all the old trauma.
It's
parts
coming
of
up for healing.
Coming up for healing.
Yeah, exactly.
So then this is my path to meet the triggers, to meet the pain, to meet the disappointment, to meet the fear, and to learn not to blame the other person, and not to run to them for happiness, but to be in relationship, yes, but to discover your own happiness, yes.
Yes, beautiful.
And I think that's the dance. On some level, we need others to identify our own blind spots, the parts of us that still need healing, which means holding. But it's like I don't need you. I do not need you for my happiness. I do not need you for my completion. But I need you as my teacher. I need you as my guru. Mm-hmm. I need you to trigger in me the parts that still need to be loved. Are we meant to be in relationship? Are we meant to be together for the rest of our lives? I don't know. Are we meant to? I don't know about the meant tos. I don't know about, but from a place of presence and taking responsibility for your own thoughts and feelings, to move in the world, you know.
I like that. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. All right, so this is to answer the question. We just read it.
Hello, John. I can only speak from my experience. For me, enlightenment, awakening is not. It's not a destination. It's not somewhere. It's not like a future scene in the movie of your life. It's not a place you're going to get to. The question isn't how can I become awakened? How can I become enlightened? It's not about becoming an awakened me or an enlightened me. It's about discovering that, or rather remembering that, that which is already awake. Not how do I become? It's the wrong question. How can I become awakened is the wrong question. The question is, what is already awake? The question is not how can I become enlightened. The question is what in a sense, what is already enlightened. So then, what we're talking about, that which is already awake, that which is already enlightened, because it is the light. What we're really talking about then is your presence. Is presence. Presence is awake, alive. It doesn't need to become enlightened. It's never heard of enlightenment as some kind of future thing. It is light. It's light. It's not something the me can get to, because in a sense that whole thing is a dream. The dream of the me getting somewhere. So then what we come back to is just this basic sense of being present and alive and awake. Coming back to this very simple sense of that we all know is I am, I exist. Back to this sense of I am.
So his question was, what is enlightenment and what is it not? Is there a clear answer?
It's not your dream of enlightenment. It's not anything you dream of or think about enlightenment. It's not that, because that is just a thought. In a way, this is like waking up from your dream of awakening. That's how I've always seen it. All my ideas about awakening, all my ideas about enlightenment just kind of completely shattered. Because what I am is awakeness, aliveness, the presence in which this moment is arising, the presence in which thoughts come and go, thoughts about awakening, thoughts about enlightenment, the thoughts that I am awakened or I'm not awakened, thoughts that I am enlightened or I'm not enlightened. They're beautiful, but they're just thought. They're beautiful dreams. The dream of getting somewhere, the dream of a finish line, the dream of that I've arrived somewhere. They're all just, in a way, they're all just distractions from this moment, from the sensation of your feet on the ground, or the feeling of the sun on your face, or the way your fingers tingle, or all the thoughts coming and going right now, the feeling of the belly rising and falling, the sound of the cars in the distance. I mean, this is so alive, and it's all held in presence, in aliveness. I think what we're really seeking, no one's really looking for enlightenment. No one is looking for awakening or enlightenment. What we're looking for is the taste of it. I think Joseph Campbell used to say this. What we're looking for is the taste of life, the sense of being alive.
Yes.
You ain't going to find that in the future.
Yeah.
The sense of being alive.
Yeah.
Not being alive and awake now. Not the perfect version of me. That's really what the mind wants. The perfect version of me.
Yeah.
But this gorgeous, unfinished, imperfect, sometimes messy, sometimes painful, sometimes uncomfortable me, which is life, which is pure life, which is
I like that. That just relaxed my breathing or something. When you said that, I was like,
not the perfect version of me.
Yeah.
But this beautifully unresolved, messy, sometimes uncomfortable me. Yeah. Which is a massive disappointment to the seeking mind.
Yeah.
But then how beautiful to even embrace disappointment. There's even a space for within presence, within that which you are, within this vastness, this indefinable vastness that you are. Even disappointment has a home. Like you are the home. So that completely reframes the whole journey. You're not an incomplete seeker looking for home. You're not the homeless one looking for home, which is the old myth of enlightenment, who one day maybe will find home. You are home. Home is presence. Presence is home. You have always been home. You will always be home. You are home. And within home, which is what you are, thoughts come and go, feelings come and go, joy comes and goes, pain comes and goes. The dream of enlightenment comes and goes. The dream of awakening comes and goes. Even feelings of homelessness, feelings of being far from love, stories about being, that can all come and go, but it's all this beautiful mess of human existence, which we were always trying to perfect, we were always trying to fix, but perhaps it was never fixable or perfectible. It was livable.
I love that.
I mean, the point is to live it, not to perfect it. And then in a strange way, the embracing the imperfection of it, there is a kind of perfection in this moment. It's not the perfection of the mind, it's the perfection of the heart, which is love. Like,
I love that.
Oh, disappointment, you're so lovable. Oh, fear, you're so lovable. Doubt, you're so lovable. You know, even my feelings of being unlovable are actually so
insecurity.
Insecurity. So that old kind of sense of anxiety, or that old tingly feeling in the belly that you would always hoped would go away one day. We live in hope. Hope is a terrible thing, in one sense. The old like tingly feeling in the belly, or the like a slightly contracted feeling in the chest that you would always hoped that one day would be obliterated by enlightenment.
Yes.
Actually, there's a place for all of it. What if the tingling in the belly can just be here, without the hope it will ever go away? That's love. It's like you say to the tingly feeling in the belly, hey, like I give up trying to get rid of you or waiting for your obliteration. You can just be here in this space, in this present scene of the movie of my life.
It feels very relaxing when you say that.
In this light, it's all lit up. It's all lit up. That's enlightenment. It's all lit up.
Yeah.
This is the light. You are that which is illuminating this moment. The light doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
If you're feeling anxious or sad or you feel incomplete. It's even allowing you to feel incomplete. It's allowing you to feel sad. It's allowing you to feel incomplete. It's allowing you to feel a bit anxious. It's that sense of being held exactly as you are. That sense of that mother in the deepest sense of the word. It's holding you. Like it's already, whatever enlightenment is, whatever awakening is, it's already holding you as you are. It's not something you will. It's not something you will get to or you will find. It holds you even as you dream of it, even as you seek it, even as you feel far from it. Yeah. It's that which is always it is presence. It's presence. That's the short version.
I love it.
It's presence, and it's indefinable because it's alive. Everything else is just like a dead concept. It's alive. It's life. It's life.
It's life.
It's life.
It's life.
You can't find life. You can't lose life. You are.
Yeah.
You are. Even with your doubts. Doubts are alive. Doubts are life. Even with your fear. Fear is life. Just we were never taught this. We were taught some bits are life and some bits are not life. Or some bits are life and some bits are against life. It was never true. Or some bits are sacred and some bits are profane. Or some bits are godly and some bits are sinful. That was the original lie, that we were somehow split. That there was a good part of us and an evil part, and we had to get rid of the evil part. But that was the evil. And that was
I get that. Wow.
That's just
awesome.
all of it.
Yeah.
Not half of it, but like all of yourself held in presence as presence. Not the perfect you, but this gloriously messy, unpredictable, alive, unresolvable, living you, the living you, that which is alive in this moment. So it's this moment.
This moment.
This moment.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Forgive yourself.